If you don't think male privilege exists, you are wrong.
Is often ignored because it seems invisible and subjective to those who benefit from it. But trans men have experienced both sides of the gender-divided society, so I'm gonna let them explain male privilege in their own words.
So have trans women.
Male privilege is the bullshit idea that men are better than anybody else.
I have never met someone who legitimately thought men were better than women. And those who actually do, are usually whiny man children who can't get laid.
Male privilege is the ability to move about the world in the way that you want to.
There's a huge flaw in this logic. Are you implying transgender women can't move out in the world the way they want to? They want to be women, no? And remaining men would mean they're moving throughout the world in a way they don't want to.
It's the experience of being left alone and free to be yourself.
Women are free to be themselves. More than men most of the time, actually. Women can usually express themselves in any way they want, but the second a man puts on a skirt or paints his nails, he is brutally shamed by others.
Privilege is also like the absence of experience. As a man, I have the privilege of getting on New York City subway train at 1 in the morning and don't have to worry about a man wagging his dick at me.
What the fuck are you talking about? Maybe women will get flirted with on the train, but I highly doubt dicks are getting wagged in their faces.
That is a male privilege that I like.
The first time I noticed I had male privilege was when I was walking home from hanging out with a bunch of friends who happened to be women. They had expressed being a little worried about walking home in the dark, and while I was walking, I realized that I had no worry in the world about being talked to or stared at or followed or assaulted.
So, you, a skinny guy, weren't worried about a single thing. You weren't worried about getting mugged. You weren't worried about getting beaten up. And dude, walking like that will definitely make you a target for violence.
So a man could just walk down the street and no one is going to bother him, no one's going to ask him to smile, no one's going to ask him where he's going, no one's going to ask him if he's married, no one's going to ask him if they can walk with him, but this is something that I know women experience every day.
If you're attractive, it doesn't matter what gender you are. People are going to bother you on the streets. Yes, it is a nuisance. This happens to men more often than you think.
Post-transition life, my god, walking down the street is so glorious, I can actually think.
Probably because you are more comfortable in your body.
First time I ever experienced male privilege was on social media. I've always been the type to express myself and talk real crazy. And when I did it prior to transitioning, it wasn't okay. But the minute that I transitioned and everybody looked at me as that male figure, it was like, oh man, that's hilarious. I'm like, hey guy, I've been hilarious all this time. So what are you talking about?
Again. Probably because you are more comfortable and confident with yourself.
An unexpected aspect of male privilege for me was being taken way more seriously than I was before, and it's funny because I have all the same ideas, still thinking about the same things, and yet sometimes I would literally just be talked over or laughed at. Now people will often quiet down.
For the third time, you're more comfortable with yourself, which makes you more confident and assertive.
And having experienced that from both sides of the spectrum, as female and male, I call bullshit on that right now.
I call bullshit on this video.
Male privilege and sexism isn't just a problem for women, but it's also about liberating ourselves. Masculinity is very diverse. Masculinity is what it is to you. You don't have to be a brute. You don't have to be an athlete. And my masculinity looks like a man who likes puppies and babies. And there's nothing wrong with that.
So, I can put on makeup, paint my nails, wear a dress, talk in a womanly voice, do my hair, wear high heels, go bra shopping, and I still can be considered masculine? No, you see, there's nothing wrong with being a feminine man. It's better to just fess up and admit you're feminine rather than say, well, this is my definition of masculinity, so. Also, what does this have to do with male privilege?
I was in the club this night and my brothers are around. I think it might have been Single Ladies. Something came on. And I'm like, oh, the Single Ladies. Oh, the Single. And they go, you're a man now. Men don't wild out to Beyonce like that. And I said, but it's music.
This is literally the exact opposite of male privilege.
There's no one way to be a man. There's a spectrum of masculinity and just like, be chill.
Okay. Fair enough. But yet again, what does this have to do with male privilege?
If a guy wants to really understand male privilege and understand what it is, talk to women.
Please do talk to women. I'd like to hear what your average, everyday woman thinks. I highly doubt she'll say she's oppressed.
Step back, listen to what other people are going through, ask them what they're going through, and I think you'll see that the world doesn't run exactly the way you think it does.
The irony.
You're doing nothing wrong by having privilege. It's just what you do with it that matters.
Can I trade in my privilege points for a Starbucks gift card?
I'd like to thank all of our guests for giving their time and thoughts on this issue. We'll see you next time.
Oh, Lacey. You mean the guests you and MTV paid to spew out your crazy views? It's braless. But she's wearing a bra.
What else is male privilege? We actually have a bunch of men having to talk about what male privilege is, even though women have been talking about this for years. We ain't
Hey. You know how we're in outer space, right?
Yes.
So we can basically see the world from here. Please point out where oppression of women takes place and where there's male privilege.
Here.
Are you sure? I was thinking more of here.
What are you fucking racist?
No, it's just that women in the Middle East are under strict Sharia law and get abused. Oh, okay. Calm down. I think it's time you get back to Earth now.
So I can be oppressed by cisgender heterosexual white males. No thanks.
You know what? Fuck you. I'm not staying here with you. I'm leaving.
All white people are racist, all men are misogynistic, all cisgender people are transphobic.
I now remember why I left.